see in someone else's behavior and their vocabulary. Right? Why is it a woman can act feminine and then in a split second, bam, she turns on you with a knife, a club, hits you with something, screams and yells at you, cusses? Where'd that come from? Right? Men, we have the ability, because of testosterone, when we're angered, to fight. Right? Fist fight or fuck, right like that. Women aren't supposed to have that. They're supposed to be caring and nurturing, soft and feminine. Right? They raise children, take care of the house. Those are the good old days. They don't happen anymore. Those good old days are toast. Now women are curt, aggressive, inflexible, intolerant, and frankly, insufferable bitches. Could it be that they have taken too much cock? Now, it's said that the incidences of them in women who have had induced abortions is higher, percentage-wise. Could that be because these women that are getting these abortions are getting jacked up by numerous guys, unprotected, meaning they're getting every orifice, including their ears, filled with sperm? It's a good chance. Makes sense to me. If they're not careful enough not to get pregnant, they're probably taking lots of cum from every guy. Literally in their mouths and up their noses. The sperm doesn't know where it's at. Its job is to get inside a cell and inject itself. That's all it cares about. That's all it cares about. Are we paying as men for the errors and carelessness of our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents? Because promiscuity was promised to everybody and that it would relieve all of our problems. Right? There's a reason that prostitutes acted like prostitutes. Could this be the reason why? That prostitutes themselves took so much cock for thousands and hundreds and thousands of years that people who they weren't part of society, the nice side. They were part of the let's get it done side, right? What are prostitutes? How do we imagine prostitutes? Well, they're crass, they're loud, they've got an opinion and they're going to tell you about it, right? They're brassy, they're ballsy, right? They're one of the guys, except they have a vagina. Where do you think that image came from? That's how they acted. Why did they act that way? Too much male sperm? Could be. This is shocking stuff as far as I'm concerned. And I used to make jokes all the time. They get a little bit of that stuff up there and it goes right to their fucking head. Right? They think they own the man now. Turns out that could very well be the pathway. The pathway to male thinking is too much cum in their head. Gets into their brains and affects their thinking. Their DNA is changed. They're storing male DNA. Right? The more the merrier. Well, fine, right? If we're talking about something other than number of sexual partners for your girl. The more the merrier in that case, no. Looks like there could be a fucking problem with it. Now, in history, if a man was respectable and wanted to have a respectable family, he would get a girl who was unsexed. Never had sex, right? Virgin means young woman. I'm talking about an unsexed woman, right? Never been touched. Make sure the hymen is intact. Why? Because a woman was considered, if she had had sex previous to marriage, she was considered to be spoiled. Ruined. Is there a legitimate scientific foundation for that belief? Well, at the time, they didn't have the science. But something told those people back then, maybe it was just knowing about prostitutes and whores, that if women had too much sex, they're ruined. So people erred on the side of judgment and said, well, if you have any sex at all, you're ruined, right? How about a man who says, I want to have my children with that woman, but if she's had sex with somebody else, his DNA could be in her, so I don't want her. Get me an unsexed woman to marry, because I want to make sure any DNA in her is mine. If I'm going to pay for her, the house for her, the children by her, I want them to be my children. Is that why in times past, for hundreds and thousands of years, men demanded to have unsexed women as wives? Or they wouldn't have them at all. That was the threat with bastard children. You didn't know whose dad they were. DNA in a woman, in her own body, in her brain, in her bloodstream, in her organs. Anything that's in the blood goes to every cell in the body. Now, it doesn't say that women have turned into men. Right? They still have vaginas and breasts. But at the same time, we see characteristics in women today that are not visible in women of the past. Certainly not at the population level where it is chronic, where it is a disaster, with women being complete and total bitches at every turn. Right? Is it just behavioral and taught? Or could it be that they're getting genetic material from men and their bodies are using it in unhealthy, unnatural ways? Right? That's the end of my conjecture. Right? Is it conjecture or could it be true? I say it could be. I don't know. You think I'm going to go out and take a chance? Not a fucking chance. Right? I've had a vasectomy. I'm not going to have any more kids. And any woman I get, she's not going to get my DNA injected into her because I'm not giving my DNA away. But I can tell you what, any man she's had, bet your ass that there's a good chance she's got his DNA floating through her head. Right? Why are women violent, screwy, argumentative, competitive, demanding, bossy, bitchy, dominating? Jack sauce inside of them. Too much. Problem. Solution? Mgtow. Men going their own way. Right. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. Supporting me and my bad habits, which I'm not demonstrating right now. No stogie, no scotch. And I wanted to do this video as best I could with the sharpest brain. Right, after a long frickin' day, but sharp nonetheless. Thank you for supporting my bad habits and vices, right, through PayPal and Patreon. Thank you for thumbs upping this video and all of mine. Share this video with other men. Whether they're married or not, they need to know. Whether they're young or old, you need to know. It doesn't matter what race you got. You need to know this information about women, about the potential disasters awaiting you. Right? We already know that women are a disaster area on wheels. Nitro-injected screwballs. Now we have more evidence where it comes from. It's not just learned behavior. There could be something wrong with their DNA, with their brain function. We know there's issues with their hormonal systems. Look out. Jekyll and Hyde, right? Drink the one formula, you're the nice doctor. Drink the other formula, you turn into a giant, mean, muscular killing machine, right? That other formula, the Mr. Hyde formula, is jack sauce. Look out, right? What do you guys think? Leave your comments. Like, share, subscribe. Mgtow is freedom. I have the penis, right? And all of my DNA is mine. You guys be cool. Semper Fi.